So getting to dry eye, that's kind of why we're all here. You know, I think everybody agrees from today, first bullet point, we have a lot to learn. It's a large market, and there's a lot of potential, and there's probably going to be a lot of segmentation. So I think this is a very worthwhile area for people to invest on the small company side. And it's true, we've saturated many of the large markets. You know, glaucoma is getting more challenging. You know, there's a lot of steroids out there, a lot of NSAIDs, those kind of things. So again, dry eye, dry AMD, various forms of wet AMD, drug delivery, those are kind of the areas that people are looking to go into. And do you guys have anything to add to sort of those more finer points about specific to dry and kind of what's getting your companies interested in the space?
I'm going to take a very challenging stance, and I guess that echo what we've heard from the VC panel, but also the echo of Dr. Chambers is the organization or the pharmaceutical industry has been working in that area for decades, and we have one drug that we have registered. So it just means that there is really a major issue of a basic understanding of the disease. And that will be an echo for me to say, maybe we need to go back to a certain basic science, try to understand really what are the key drivers. That means understanding pathophysiologies, understanding some of the animal models. Some of the animal models works very well for certain drugs, and you put them in the clinic and nothing happens. So what's the validity and the predictability of that? And it's therefore a very high-risk game, and we've heard that a little bit before. At the same time, it's a very large market opportunity, so a lot of interest. The pool between those two certainly goes towards more collaborative activities where both pharmaceutical companies and startups needs to find a way to work together to share some of those risks, which means that we will be interested to invest both our know-how, our development power, and some of our capital, but not necessarily immediately as an acquisition partner from time zero.
Well, you just did the segue to my next slide. You know, I think that these are, you know, we try to come up with, you know, what are some of the drivers for big companies and small companies, and you hit it. You know, it's exciting science. It's new. It's a new field for most traditional eye companies. We're fortunate to have, you know, one of the drugs that got over the finish line, but we're very interested in many variations, and we're very aggressive in the space, and just as everybody else is. I think understanding the symptoms, trial design, I think is what you're hitting on. And you know, one of the nice things about in the startup world is that there's a lot of off-the-shelf compounds. Now, I think some of the companies thought it was easy to do what Genentech did with Lucentis, so we started getting everything thrown at us from oncology companies. You know, hey, just do it; it's no big deal. But now we're kind of slowing down and sort of working over those. You know, CMC is a big issue. You know, something that's a pill that's in the clinic for cancer is not the same as something that's in pH 7 buffered, preserved aqueous solution. Stability is a big issue a lot of times. So I think those are some of the issues that you know, we're trying to overcome. But there's a lot of compounds out there, and the more we understand the disease, the more opportunities we're going to have. And you know, Tracy, on the commercial side, since you're a little closer to that than I am, you know, I mean, would you agree these are some of the main sort of drivers, you know, at Pfizer when
Yeah, sure. No, I think we've heard today there's a real opportunity in dry eye because of the unmet need and the way the epidemiology starts to read, and the fact that it is pretty much wide open. There's room for more therapeutic options for patients than just one or several of the over-counters. So that's what makes it an exciting space to be in and to aspire to be to actually have a product in the market at. So, but that, of course, is balanced with everything you said about the risks that we are currently seeing, whether it's in the clinical development programs, whether it's understanding the mechanisms. So as we approach either our own inline portfolio or products that we'll bring in from external partners, we balance that risk, and our scientists spend a lot of time talking to the partners, similar to what was just described, about trying to really understand, is this a mechanism that really is a winner? Is it something that's new that really could be the future? And try and base our decisions on that. But certainly, aspirationally, it's a place that everybody, I think, wants to be. So.
Yeah, and you know, mixing all this in, the VCs are trying to get their exit. We're trying to manage our P&L, trying to manage our most senior executives, and you know, we still got even a lot of other issues on the IP side.